Hi guys, happy weekend, happy Friday. Thumbs up, like the videos please. Share the videos please. Share them on Facebook guys. Right, we're here at the cemetery. As you know, this is the gate. This is the gate where we saw the ghost. So this is where we saw the ghost. I couldn't come in here the other day because I saw in this tree. Anyway, they were in one of these trees here. Anyway guys, I've been to Barnsley this morning, this afternoon. Got there for about 2 o'clock. Right, so ghost stories. I'll tell you that one it went with another day. But why we're on to ghost stories, I were in Wentworth last year. I did make a video actually. I was chatting to Mrs. Pearson. Now, if you're going college grounds, walking college grounds, you take a right. There's the baths. So there's the college swimming baths. And I was talking to Mrs. Pearson there, guys. I show you these trees. Looks like they've had a bit of a trim. Not much of a trim, but a bit of a trim. So it looks like they've... anyway, so I was chatting to Mrs. Pearson. She's got the farm at the side of the college, at the side of Wentworth Woodhouse. I've always called it college. College girls used to be around when I was a kid up there. Wentworth were full of college girls. There weren't really many people up there, really, just locals. Wentworth were quite a strange place when I was a kid. There weren't a lot of walkers up there, guys. So, I was going outside at college, and well, I went up to college. I made a video on college, Wentworth College, Lady Mabel College. So I went over to swimming baths where I used to swim, and I was chatting to Mrs. Pearson. Pearson's farm, they've got farm. Look at that for a lovely bench. We'll have a little seat. So I was chatting to Mrs. Pearson. She's got farm outside at college. Outside at garden centre there. I think one time garden centre, I think it still does belong to Earl or whoever owns Wentworth now. Don't know who owns Wentworth now. So chatting to her, and I said, have you seen any ghosts? And she's telling me a story while I was chatting to her. I was outside at Baths and she were across lane outside at farm. And she said, well, her son, they wanted some Ellie at Christmas. So what he did is he went into college and he climbed up Ellie tree. And while he climbed up Ellie tree and he was cutting Ellie, he looked down. And he looked down to Ellie. And he looked down and he saw a gamekeeper. It were only a ghost and he was scared to get down. He got down and he looked. As I remember, she said he looked down. And he climbed down, it were a ghost, and he run off. So he run off with Ellie. It was Christmas time, years and years ago when he were a kid. So Mrs. Pearson's son what's got farm up Wentworth. So he run off, but he saw a ghost. He looked down, he thought it was gamekeeper. When he got down, it were a ghost, and he run off with Ellie. She said he never went back in college again. He never went in Wentworth Estate again. He didn't go for any more Ellie, so it must have scared him. But I can remember ghost I saw back at cemetery about 2:30 in the morning when I was rabbiting. And like I said, all hairs on my neck stood up. And it was like a really cold autumn day, and it was really misty. And I saw a ghost, and it were an old lady. But you know when it's like in the morning you get that dew, and it's winter, you get like a frost, not a frost, like a fog. And I ain't even got any hairs on back of my neck. Hold on, somebody's coming, so have a little walk up here. I'll come back to this tree because I want to have a look at this tree. So all hairs on my neck stood up, and I looked and I saw it going across, and it were an old lady. It were in cemetery outside of Wentworth Church. Oh, I got dogs with me, and I just stood there. and I just watched it. It didn't really scare me, but I knew somebody were about. I can go in a wood, guys, at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I know if anyone's in that wood. It's called instinct, and a lot of other things will tell me. Right, I think they've walked off. A lot of other things. These are in flower, they're lovely. So instinct tells me. Anyway, so I saw it float across, and all hairs on my neck just went. So I don't know. I just got a really bad feeling, and it were a ghost. So it wasn't a really big story, but if you'd have been there and you'd have seen it, I think a lot of you'd have run away. I run away with this one here. When me and my sister saw this old guy here, this is where he was. But all this were overgrown with all these rhododendrons. It were all overgrown here. And as I remember, this there's a grave up here. And this ghost, what we saw in here, I mean, me and my sister, we run like hell. It was somewhere here, as I remember. Go on, get some 70 mile an hour down low hill. So it was somewhere like here. Now let me have a look at this. I don't know where he was, but there were big rhododendrons here. And as I remember, there were a big tree here. I'm sure there were a big tree, I could be wrong. But this is where he was. He was at one of these graves. So he was at these graves. So I'm not honestly sure which grave. So I'm not honestly sure what grave he were at. I know my uncle's buried in here. So this is where he was. That's where we saw Ghost. That's where we saw Ghost, me and my sister. Anyway, I've had some really good comments. Oh, Ghosts. My mum's seen Ghosts. My mum worked in Wentworth College. She worked in Wentworth Woodhouse. She worked in big college, my mum. Sorry, in Big Woodhouse. So she worked in Big Woodhouse. And my mum's seen Grey Lady. And you know, you can watch TV and you've got a lot of fake people. Really fake people. And you can just watch TV and see the fake. And they ain't got a clue what they're on about, whether they've got machines or not. But my mum and quite a few at cleaners, my mum, she used to tell me, I've seen Grey Lady today. And my mum used to work in Big Woodhouse. She was a cleaner. And she used to tell me about Grey Lady. And she used to say she's seen Grey Lady. And it's funny how the ghost seems to float. He don't seem to walk. But as I remember, this ghost we saw in here, it wasn't floating, it seemed to be walking. Anyway, I wanted to, oh yeah, good comments. I've got some really good comments today. Some guy, he works at let me get out at sun, right, I'm okay here. He works at Ask and Pete, and he looked into Skyer Spring, and he looked into a few pits round here. On Google Map, I think he said Google Map, so thumbs up, looks like he's searching. But I'll go back into that, I'll read his comment, and then I'll have a look at some at pits. But he mentioned Fort Paisley, and he were a miner, he did actually work at Ask and Pit, so brilliant, thanks for good comments. Another comment, a guy left me, this I want to look at. I want to have a look at this baby. But I couldn't do it because I was sawing it down the other day. Another comment, let me get out at sun, right, I've got it there. Another comment, it were a guy, he said it'd be good if I could go over to Darton. Well, I used to work in Darton when I were a kid. I were in a scheme at Darton High, Kexborough High. As I remember, we went over at Motorway Bridge in Darton, or Kexborough. We're back in that sun again. So we went over at Motorway Bridge, and it was on your right hand side. If you carried on going up there were a pine wood, and you could get down into Money Place. I forgot, Cawthorne, my cousin lives there. So you could get down into Cawthorne. So what it is I'm on foot. I ain't got a bike, I ain't got a car, but as soon as I get a bike or a car, I'm not sure about car, not yet. But as soon as I get a bike, I'll cover it. I'll ride over. I'll ride all over. I mean, I'll be all over the place. I get into Penistone, Home Firth, Huddersfield. So I'm hoping to get some good videos. But guys, I haven't got a car, so I'm on foot. Anyway, so I wanted to look at this tree. So I'm on foot, so I can't really get there till I get a bike. Now, when I get a bike, like I said, it's a long cycle, but I'll get there. So I want to look at this tree. I'm surprised, really. I'm surprised, really. I don't know if they're going to come back and cut this off, but I don't think they are. I mean, like I said, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. They've cut this limb off up here as well, let me show you. Because we have an extension, so they've cut that limb off. That sun's absolutely beautiful. Now, I don't know if they're going to leave that, but for me, they should have cut it off. I'll tell you why. Because that's dangerous, and if I were a kid, I'd be climbing on this, and that's dangerous and that'll kill you. That's a spike stuck out. So God knows, common sense for me would have been, get at it, son, to cut that off. Just cut it off, little bit or so. I mean, I don't know if they're going to leave that, or they're going to come back and cut it, or what. But they've done a good job, but they ought to have just cut that off. Because I know for a fact some kids are going to climb on it, and that's a spike. And that'll go straight through you. That'll go straight through you. I can't see it, where are we? So that'll go straight through you. So really they ought to have cut it off. See if I can get it from that side. So really they should have cut it off. But like I said, lovely big trees. So yeah, I've had some really good comments. So I just let these get past. So I've had some really good comments, but that needs to come off. What do you think? Needs to come off, because I know for a fact kids will climb on it, because it's something I would have done when I was a kid. I were all over the place, so I would have climbed on that. But yeah, thanks for great comments, lovely comments. Kexborough, as soon as I can get to Kexborough, Darton, Home Firth, Penistone, when I get my bike I'll try and make it out there. If I get a car I'll get a bart. But yeah, thanks for good comments, thumbs up. Don't forget to share the videos, please. So it would be nice for me to get around. So I wanted to come and have a look at that tree, see what they've done to it. Because I like my trees. And like I said, it used to be full of rhododendrons, this. You can see they've come back. So all over here and down here, it was full of rhododendrons. And why they cut them down? It's because all heroin addicts were coming up here and shooting up in rhododendrons. So I think council cut them down. Don't know if it was council or church. Sorry it goes, I'm afraid. But it's looking really nice in here. Like I said, my uncle's in here. I don't know where he is, but he's in here. I think it was my dad's twin. I'm not sure, to be honest, if it was my dad's twin. I think two of them. I don't know where the other one was. And other one drowned in Milton Pond. He was a good swimmer, good athlete. My dad was a good athlete, professional boxer. He got a lot to leave off army. Not a lot to leave. He used to come home at weekends if he weren't abroad, because they were all over the world. They were all over the place, China, Taiwan, all over the world. But they were in them days, weren't they? So I always wondered if I've got any brothers or sisters out there, any Asian family, but I don't know. But anyway, thanks for good comments. So that's the little ghost stories. I mean, you can tell a little story, it don't sound much, but if you were there, well, like I said, I was poaching at the time. So that's how it goes. But yeah, I'd like to get about and make some videos, but it's just a case of, hey, just a case of getting a car. To be honest, guys, I'm not sure if I'm going to get a car, but I'll probably get a bike, because I'm going to have to think hard about it. I'm not sure if I'm stopping in UK, to be honest. Now, with this COVID, if we can't get out of country while next year, I'll buy a car, and then I can get about. I can earn a bit of money as well. So I thought I'd have a walk up here and have a chat. Thanks for great comments. And I'll look it up. I'll look more pits up and try and get about a little. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to pits where they used to be. And as I remember, the guy that worked at Askham Pit, he said a lot of them are capped off. Now I know there's a few places what's capped off. So there must have been a shaft there. But I'll go into them as well later on. I'll go and have a look at them. I'll do it all in day. I'll walk it all in day. It'll be a long walk, 3 or 4 hour walk. But I'll walk it all in day. But yeah, I hope to get to Darton and Kexborough, because I used to work at Kexborough High School. I don't know if it was called Darton or Kexborough High School. Quite a long time ago. So thanks for great comments. Thumbs up, like, and share the videos, please. Share them on Facebook. Like. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Right, I'm going to cross over into cemetery. Oh, I've just remembered. As you know, this is where we run up. This is where me and my sister run up. Up here, Fruit Cemetery, and my sister passed me. I don't know how she passed me. I'm twice faster runner than her, but apparently not. Maybe she's got some hidden talents running, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to see. I've sold my gun. That Diana, I sold that Diana. Bloke came to see me. Well, I went to see him actually about something, but he messaged me, so I went down to see him. He says, how much for that gun? I was going to say 40 quid, because it was worth 40 quid. I says, you can have it for 30 quid. So he's paid me, given me money straight away. I went up, got gun for him, and he's got gun. That's that Diana pellet gun, 177. So I've sold pellet gun. And what I said to him, when you've cleaned it all up, he's going to clean it all up. He's going to rub butt down. And after he's cleaned it up, I walk over here into the sun. So after he's cleaned it up, and he's cleaned butt up, he knows not to go too far. Now he has looked into it, and it's got ties. It's got ties to Scotland. I told him it's got ties to Scotland. Come off a big estate up Scotland, it's got ties. Well, I'm not going to go into it, but it's got ties from Scotland. So I told him that, and he said he's going to look into it more. I said, well, if it's worth about 5, it's not going to be worth 10 grand. I said, if it's worth 10 grand, 5 grand, I says, if it's worth 100 quid, I says, I'll have 90, you can have 10. He says, all right then. But I don't think it's going to be worth out, but you never know. But he's going to clean it up, and he's going to rub stock down, not too much. I told him not to rub it down too much, and just take that rust off. He's not going to touch barrel, he's just going to take that rust off. Don't take metal, not too much. I told him it'd be better stripping it and oiling it all up inside. So he's going to do that, and I said, well, when you've done it, I'll come down and I'll take a video at gun. So, looks like, is he going to fly up? Yep. Looks like he's melting, he's got a tail feather missing. So I'll be melting soon. He's not flown very far anyway, so he'll probably be melting soon. He's got a tail feather missing. So I'm going to have a look at gun when he's done it. He's going to rub it all down. He's going to do all barrel. So I'll go and have a look at it when it's done. I'll make a video when it's done. Because I like to see it anyway. I like my guns. I just ain't got nowhere to keep guns anymore. Nowhere to go shooting, so it's a waste of time getting a gun. But like I said, I'd have given 40 quid for that Diana. If I'd have wanted a gun, I'd have given 40 quid for it. Let this car pass. So yeah, I'd have given 40 quid. That were an alley. They've cut a big alley from there. They've cut one from there and all. What it, Nelly? Let me have a look. Yep, I think that were an Elliot. That were Ellie too. Quite nice. So I'm gonna have a look at gun when it's all been cleaned. And I sent a message. I'm gonna go and see him now. He sent a message asking me to call in. He owes me a £5. He's paid me, but he owes me a £5. So like I said, I got 30 quid for it going. He just didn't have any change, so I've got to go and get this £5. But when he starts to rub it down, clean it down, I'm going to show you gun all done and cleaned. I know he's going to make a good job on it, because if it takes, he's one of them, if it takes 12 months, he'll strip it down, he'll clean it, he'll know everything about gun, he'll know what sort of wood he'll know what sort of wood it's got, he'll know he'll know everything about it. He'll even tell you what metal is and where metals come from, who's made it, blah blah. He'll be able to tell us all that, so I'll get a video on it. So yeah, I nearly forgot to tell you I'd sold gun. So Diana's gone. I didn't have anywhere to clean it. As you know, I'm at my sister's. So I put it in a carrier bag, put it in a bag and put it upstairs out of the way. And then I got shut on it, because I couldn't clean it really round my sister's house. There's no way to clean it. So that's why I sold it. Well, I sold it to put towards mountain bike, to be honest guys. I've been bit on my leg. Right, so I'm going to go down and see if he's done out with this gun. Thumbs up, happy weekend. Another one. Share the videos please guys. Share them on Facebook. Subscribe. Take care, God bless. Happy weekend ahead.